Madam Chairman, honored committee members, I'm Reverend Mary Wellemeyer, Parish Minister for the Unitarian Universalist Church in Manchester. Unitarians and Universalists have had congregations in New Hampshire since the early 19th century. We are not a large group, but we have deep roots. Among our nation's founding fathers, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson were Unitarians. Benjamin Rush, another signer of the Declaration of Independence, was a Universalist. There are 22 congregations representing today's unified movement of Unitarian Universalism in New Hampshire today. Several members of the legislature are members of Unitarian Universalist congregations. Our religious tradition is long recognized. Something about running across the square. That some among us, by nature, turn toward romantic love and partnership with others of the same gender, because we affirm the value of settled, long-term relationships in our communities, and because we value the people who choose settled, long-term relationships with partners of the same gender. Unitarian Universalist ministers have been performing ceremonies of union for same-gender couples since the 1970s. The present legal climate, where states distinguish between civil unions and marriages, is no less confusing to me as a religious professional than the previous arrangement, where same-gender couples had no legal status. What we have now is better for couples, but still difficult for me as clergy. For years, we Unitarian Universalist ministers understood that the ceremonies of holy union we performed were religious only, not backed by the force of law. And yet we were inclined to call them weddings, with the resulting status of the couple a religious marriage. I still perform religious weddings for same-gender couples and say that the couples who are so joined, say of the couples that are so joined, that they are religiously married, although in terms of the law, they are joined in this odd category called civil union. I find myself thinking, why can't they just be married? There's a gap between those who are qualified for a religious marriage in our tradition and those who are qualified for a civil marriage in the state of New Hampshire. I declare this morning that my confusion and frustration stems from an abridgment of the free exercise of religion for the well-established mainstream religious community I serve. There may be other ways to solve this problem legally, but one of the most straightforward is before you today. Make marriage legal for committed couples of the same gender. Please, I ask you to take action to align the religious practice of those traditions that accept same-gender couples as qualified for marriage with the civil practice of marriage. Let those whom God has joined together not be relegated to a kind of not quite marriage by the state of New Hampshire.
Thank you for your testimony. I'm going to take Pastor